What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So now we're in France. We've made it to Paris. We've been here the past couple days and I've been pretty bad at my job. You know, I've been recording all the clips that I wanted to, but I don't do these recap videos. I try to keep a good ratio of recording a few clips and then try to do a recap so I can keep rolling my head because, you know, I get off on tangents very easily and it's probably going to happen. I'm definitely going to forget to mention some of the stuff that we've done, but been in Paris the past few days. It's been very, very nice, you know, being able to just kind of chill, to wake up when we want, to go to the gym. I actually have time to go to the gym. I went to the gym the past couple days here, but here's a little recap for you guys of what we've done in France so far. So the first day that we got here in Paris, we stayed in Massy, just a little bit outside of Paris, probably about 40 minutes outside by car, 30 minutes or so. We initially wanted to take the train in the Gare, but we ended up going there. We bought the little card or whatever. I have it right here, actually. I have my card, and we got all the way to the train station. We loaded our card with a couple train tickets, which are super cheap, by the way. I think it was like two and a half euros, 2.50 per train ride, which is pretty freaking cheap. And it's not like per stop, you know, it's, I get on in Massy and I get off in Paris, like that's 2.50 euros, which is a good deal. Yeah, so I have my little Navigo card right here. So we loaded up the cards, we got all ready to go on the train, and I actually had an issue with my card. I don't know why it didn't work. Steve's got through, no problem, but I went to go use the scanner and it didn't work for whatever reason. So I went over to one of the workers there, and she said that one of the stations in between Massy and Paris was down. So we were supposed to take a bus to a different station and get on the train there. We're like, whatever, we're just gonna drive. But now we just have like a 7 euro souvenir. So, I mean, I guess that's probably the cheapest souvenir we'll get over here, but here we are. So we drove into Paris. Street parking is very interesting here. They have specific bike parking. They have a ton of street parking. And I guess the meters aren't as popular over here anymore. Like in the US, if we're parking on the street, there's always electronic meters, probably every 20 or 30 feet or so. But here, they usually have 1 meter for like an entire block. And I guess they've gotten rid of a lot of their meters. And if you want to park on the street, you go to a like a tobacco shop or like a news agent, they call them over here, kind of like a convenience store, and you buy a parking pass. We haven't done that yet. We haven't gone into like a convenience store to get one of those parking passes. I think they said there's 15 euro options and 40 euro options. It depends on how long you want to park in the street. But after 8 p.m., you don't have to pay to park. So we've been going in late. But the first day we went into Paris, we used the parking garage, which is, I don't understand the parking garages over here. They make them as difficult as possible, I feel like. They're always super tight turns. I have a little clip right here I'll put in. The exit to the parking garage, there was like a gate that you had to go through. But once that gate opens, you would also have to contend with oncoming traffic coming down the hill, because we were like 3 stories underground. But the traffic who's coming down the hill also has to sit at a gate so they can get their ticket when they're first going in. It was a whole weird system. Just, I don't know who the engineer was who got paid to build all these parking garages and make them as confusing and as terrible as possible, but they made a lot of money either way, so good for them, I guess. Once we figured out the parking garage, we went to a cafe just down the road from where our parking garage was. We parked near the Pullman Hotel, which is pretty much right in the center of the city near the Eiffel Tower. Went and got some food at a cafe, had some wonderful pasta. It was amazing. And we stayed in Paris, just kind of walked around for a few hours because during the day, it was so freaking hot. Oh my gosh, they have a huge heat wave going on here right now. We tried to go to the Eiffel Tower. The lines for the tickets in person were an hour long. So we're like, oh, wait, I've been here before. They do online ticketing. You can just get a ticket online and skip the line pretty much. So I went to go look online and they shut down the ticketing online because of the heat wave. There's like 4 days, which, you know, we're only here for 3, I think. There's a 4-day period this month because of the heat wave where they're not selling any tickets online. It's insane. So we walked around for like an hour and a half probably, but because of the heat wave, I think it was like 91 degrees and a lot of spots over here don't have AC. We ended up going back to the hotel for a couple hours, took me a little cat nap, and at night we ended up going back into Paris because we knew that the Eiffel Tower lights up. And every hour, at the top of the hour for about 5 minutes, it does the thing where it sparkles. So I'll put a clip in here of that. It's pretty cool. It's one of those things where I feel like once you see it, personally, I thought it was cool to see it once, but it's not one of those things that I'd go back to see every single night. But people camp out for it. It's insane. Like the park leading up to the Eiffel Tower And the Trocadero on the other side, there's people just camping out. They bring like beach towels, they'll bring like whole picnics, and they just sit there for hours just watching the Eiffel Tower, which is incredible. I mean, it was really cool to see. There was thousands of people. Friday, I mean, there was a lot of people, but we went out last night, Saturday. There was so many people, easily like 5,000 people just sitting there watching the Eiffel Tower. And I mean, a lot of people would get up once it sparkled. You know, they see it once, they're like, cool, I'm good, got my video, I'm gonna leave. But some people sat there for just hours just watching it. It was kind of insane, but it was cool to see. While we were there, there was like a little crepe ice cream drink shop thing, little cart set up right there. So we ended up getting some ice cream. I don't even know what the flavor was, honestly. It was super good though. And I also got a crepe. And then we just kind of walked around for a little bit. After we did all that, I think we got back to the hotel at like midnight, and we had initially planned to go to Normandy yesterday. But by the time we got outside of the hotel, it was about 12:30. And the drive to Normandy got longer because of traffic, naturally, because it's usually like 3 hours away, but with traffic, it became like 3.5, 4. So unfortunately, we couldn't make the trip to Normandy, which is pretty sad because that's a really cool site. I liked visiting it back in 2014, but that just means we have to come back, right? So we decided that we were just going to get a hotel in Paris. We decided to book the same hotel that we're staying in before we leave, because we leave tomorrow to go back to Dublin, and then we have another night in Dublin before we head back home. We have to be up super early both days, which is kind of tough, but I do have a French energy drink that I want to try tomorrow to get me through the day. But we decided to book the same hotel. Last night we went out into Paris, and we just kind of walked around, same sort of thing. We didn't really know where to go, so I tried to go to the Trocadero. We went over that way, which has a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it's just the other side, so I guess, you know, depending on your opinion on things, then maybe it looks the same. But I thought it was cool to see in a different light. We got some cool pictures and some cool videos of the Eiffel Tower, like through all the fountains they have on the other side. I thought it looked cool. I don't know. We sat over there for a little while, and then we walked to the other side where we were the night before, and just kind of watched the Eiffel Tower for a little bit. I think Steve got another crepe. I don't remember, but we ended up using some of the public restrooms they have here in Paris too. They're very different from what I remember. So when I came back here in 2014, what I remember is it was like a bathroom stall, and when you step in and lock the door, it has glass, but when you flip it, it goes to like tempered glass, so you can't see through it. The new ones that they have, it's basically like a wall, right? You walk in, you close the door behind you, automatically locks, and there's like a wall that you basically just like use. I don't know how else to put it. You know, you do your business, and then as you start to walk out, the wall just like sprays water that's supposed to clean, because there's like a little vent, you know, at the bottom. There's like a little drain, but it was just really weird. Obviously, I didn't record it or anything, but it was just like a very strange system. There's the one side with the wall that just kind of cleans itself, and then there's the other side that has an actual restroom. It was just interesting though. I've never encountered something like that. And then we ended up going to a restaurant, and we were sat next to two people who actually subscribed to the channel. So we talked to them about YouTube for a little while, had some really good food, and then we came back here, and now we're trying to figure out what we want to do today. We're thinking about going to the Hôtel des Invalides, because that's where Napoleon is buried, and it's like the military museum and stuff. That's what I want to see personally. But we also want to hit up just like different sites in Paris that we didn't get the chance to check out yet. Sacré-Cœur, it has a really cool view of the city, so hopefully we can get over there. We only have the rental car until about 8 p.m. tonight, so we'll see how much we can accomplish, but we might end up just like taking Uber or something, or trying to figure out the train system to getting back into the city tonight so we can enjoy our last night here in Paris. Tomorrow we fly out of Charles de Gaulle very, very early. We're going back to Dublin. I think we land in Dublin at like 9:30. That'll be super awesome. But then we have all day in Dublin, and then same thing. I think we land in New Jersey at 11 a.m. So math, I don't know, because we go back 5 hours, right? We go back 5 hours. It's like a 6.5, 7-hour flight, I think. I don't know. I can't do math. We're leaving super early though. It's going to suck. But also, I've been filming like food reviews and like little behind the scenes type stuff for the other social media channels. So if you guys don't follow me on all the other socials, make sure you check out all the links down below so you can follow all of our travels. Also, one huge thing here is the motion lights. I was working out in the gym yesterday. This is, or it was our first night in this hotel. And I was using a weight bench kind of like in this little corner of the gym. And pretty much everywhere here has motion lights. So if you're not actively moving in a space, then the lights shut off, which is, you know, they're very energy conscious over here. But I was on the weight bench, and all of a sudden the lights turned off because it was like around the corner from the sensor. So half of my workout was just completely in the dark, which was kind of funny. But I don't know. I think I recorded a clip right here. I'll put it in here. But half my workout just looked like this because I would be sitting on the weight bench. I'd get like halfway through my set and the lights would turn off. It was kind of funny. I just took my pre-workout. I'm gonna go to the gym now. We've been trying to really enjoy our break days, but at the same time, we're also trying to sleep because we know the next couple of days we're not gonna get a lot of sleep, having to be up so early for the flights and like moving around and stuff. And then once we get home, trying to adjust to the time change after being on a European time clock for the past 3 weeks, just about. It's super sad that this trip is coming to an end though. It's gone by so fast. Like leading up to the trip, it felt like time was just creeping, right? Thought this trip would never come. And then once we got onto the trip, I've been trying to record everything as much as possible. I've talked about it in the past, but I really want to immortalize this trip, you know? Doing YouTube, doing social media is so cool because not only do you guys get to see and follow along on all the travels if you guys don't get the chance to travel, but it allows me to immortalize these memories because the trip that I took back in 2014, I took a lot of pictures. I have like a journal where I wrote notes, but you know, I was 12 at the time, so I didn't want to write things down. Once I got back to the hotel, I was tired. So we were like supposed to write in the journal every single day, but I have chicken scratch handwriting anyway, but I would basically just try to breeze through it. I would write like spark notes, like this is what we did today. So I'm sure there's so many different aspects of that trip that I've forgotten about, but being able to record everything that we do every single day presents the opportunity to immortalize these memories. So I can look back on this in 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, and remember this trip because I can see everything, all these clips that I took, you know, and just kind of like walk myself through this trip. I don't know. And the only reason we're able to travel is because of you guys. You supporting us, you know, the YouTube channel, the TikTok, the Twitch, all the other social media platforms. You have provided us this opportunity to travel. It has been an absolute dream. I come from a family where my parents don't really travel all that much. You know, I've been presented a lot of opportunities in this lifetime that I never would have imagined I would have been able to have. So thank you for that. I don't know what else to say. It's really surreal. You know, growing up, I always thought I was going to have some homeland security job or just be full-time in the military, and the only travel that I would get is through the military. Never did I think I would travel through most of the continental US. And then, you know, obviously go back to England, France, go to Wales, go to Scotland, go to Ireland. It's a total dream, dude. I can't thank you guys enough for affording us these opportunities. It's such a weird life. I'm gonna go to the gym now because I've been yapping for far too long and I already took my pre-workout, so I'm sure that's worn off by now. But I'm gonna go work out, come back and shower, and then I'm sure we're gonna go down into Paris to try to figure out what we want to do. Probably get some food, maybe check out the museums, and I don't know, I'll bring you guys along now. Now that we're up to speed, let's go. All right, so as you can see, I'm home now. It's been about a month since I got home from this trip, and my voice might sound a little weird. I'm a little under the weather right now, so I apologize for that. But guys, let's recap this entire trip. So every single night we found ourselves in the middle of Paris. We'd always go to the Eiffel Tower, just kind of hang out. There was people everywhere, dude. We would sit there, we would watch all the lights. We'd just kind of walk around Paris. I don't know. We always found ourselves at the Eiffel Tower somehow, though. And one of our last days we were there, we went to the cemetery of Père Lachaise. That is apparently one of the largest necropolises in Europe. It is the most visited in the world, allegedly, with like 70,000 plots. So that was really cool to walk around. We had some great food in Paris as well. The few days that we were there, we tried to avoid the heat. We hit it during a heat wave, which was kind of insane. We didn't end up visiting Normandy. We didn't end up visiting Napoleon's tomb as we had initially planned to, which just means we have to go back. But we ended up going to the cemetery and we walked around for a bit. They had some incredible monuments, and a lot of the tombs there were just kind of open. I'm not sure if it was because of like neglect, like people going in there and, you know, causing a ruckus, breaking into the tombs of the crypts, but a lot of them were open, so it was kind of neat to look, you know, take a peek inside and see the stained glass that a lot of them had. And then when we flew into Dublin, we had to wake up super, super early, first of all. Got into Dublin super early, so we ended up saying goodbye to France, saying goodbye to mainland Europe, went back into Dublin, and we slept for a good portion of the day. And one of our friends, Kalani, reached out to me and he said, I'm also in Dublin. I'm flying home the same day as you guys. So if you want to, we can go get some food, go hang out for a little bit. I think Steve ended up falling asleep, so I ended up going out with Kalani. We got a spice bag, which was incredible. I have a video up on my TikTok if you guys want to go see my review of the spice bag. We also went to a pub known as the Gravediggers Pub because it's right next to a cemetery. Had a few Guinnesses there, same thing. We have a couple TikToks up over down below. If you're not following me on all the other social medias yet, make sure you go check them out. We had a few Guinnesses, had a few pints. It was just a really cool experience overall, you know? Having the last day in Dublin and just kind of walk around. I mean, granted, I did sleep a good portion of it. I think I woke up at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon because we had a super early flight and I didn't really sleep the night before. But we, just had some time to chill in Dublin before we came back home. And as I've said earlier in the video, I want to use YouTube to immortalize these experiences. And this entire trip was a dream, dude. I haven't been to Europe in 11 years. It's been so long since my last visit. And it was cool to revisit it in kind of a new lens, a new light. I've never done any ghost hunting in Europe. I've never gone to Europe solely for the purpose of investigating the paranormal, investigating the lore of some of these locations. So it was definitely really cool to go over there and see everything from different lights. There were a lot of locations that we didn't get to check out that we definitely want to return soon to go check them out. But I don't know, man, this entire trip was incredible. Just looking back and seeing all these clips that I've taken, trying to refresh my memory. It's just, I don't know, it's so amazing that we even had the opportunity to do this. I can't fully put it into words right now because I'm ill, so that sucks. But I've been pounded Dayquil, I've been pounded NyQuil. Hopefully we're going to be feeling nice and good soon. But I don't know, man. I don't know what else I can say about this entire trip. I've said it before in pretty much every single other video. It was just incredible. It blows my mind that we have such a large community, first of all. We just hit 122,000 subs on the main channel. This channel's at 3,500, I think, right now. So it's incredible to see how far we've come in such a short amount of time. And all of the other followers on the other social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's just crazy to think about how much has changed in the last 3 years, let alone 5 years or 6 years. Because as I've said in the past, my initial plan once I graduated high school was to go into the Army and then go into Homeland Security. I never thought I would have the opportunity to build up a YouTube channel like this. It was a dream of mine when I was in, middle school, high school. I thought it'd be so cool to be a YouTuber, but, I don't know, life has a funny way of redirecting you sometimes, I guess. But I'm gonna go chill, I'm gonna go rest my voice, as obviously it's not great right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this travel vlog. If there's any specific video from this trip that you really enjoyed, please drop a comment, let me know down below which one it was. I really don't know what else to say about this trip, man. It was such a dream to be able to go. Thank you guys for supporting us, not only through likes, shares, comments, and subscribing to the YouTube channels, but subscriptions on Instagram, on TikTok, joining the channel memberships on here, both on the personal channel and on the main channel. All that helps out way more than you can possibly know. And it will allow us to continue doing these crazy trips to visit these spots in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way here, make sure you drop a comment down below. Drop a comment of the little dude, like the fencing guy. You know what I'm talking about? Little dude with a sword. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.